Welcome into Marquette Basketball Weekly. We're here at the Rec Center on Marquette's campus. Now, earlier this week, Buzz Williams said he's never seen anything squarely sit on a bubble. To his note, that's what his team's done perfectly this season, as their NCAA tournament hopes are still alive. We're going to get into how they've exceeded expectations and how they put their free throw woes behind them this season. This is the point in the season where the margin of error is 0, and this is Marquette Basketball Weekly.
What's your favorite part of being at the Bradley Center that the fans do?
Kiss cam.
Really?
When I see the like, you know, the kind of like the older people kissing, that's funny.
Welcome back to your favorite Marquette Basketball Insider Show, Marquette Basketball Weekly. You've joined us here in perfect timing. We made it just in time for Intermiros here at the Rec Center. Now, we mentioned off the top of the show that Marquette has exceeded expectations this season, but it may be a little too early to talk about tournament chances. Despite that, our Todd Warner asked FoxSports.com's senior writer Jeff Goodman just that. Will Marquette make the tournament? Hear his answer coming up. Plus, we found out why the guys at Marquette love playing at the Bradley Center and why it's given them an 11-2 home advantage this season. But first, we talked about those free throw woes and how the guys have moved past them and how they're actually using it to their advantage this season. Chris Gaulke has more.
It was a rough start for the Golden Eagles season from this point in the court, the free throw line. They started by losing 3 of their first 4 conference games by 5 points or less. And the root of the problem came from the charity stripe. But they put it in the past and they didn't dwell on it. They now sit second in the Big East, shooting 74% from the stripe for the season.
I think we always could make them. We didn't at the beginning, which if we would have, yeah, we probably would have won some games. But I think we're back on top of it. You know, we're back focused. You know, I think you get a lot more confidence after you win a few games, after you knock a few down.
It's no difference from when we were missing them then until now. Now we were making them. You know, it's no difference. Like it's not like we in practice shooting 1,000 free throws. You know, everybody's just going up and just relaxing and taking the time and just nailing them down. It's all about your mindset. You know, if you have confidence going up to the free throw line, you're gonna make the free throw.
As of late, the Golden Eagles have been able to close out those tight games from the line, and with those early struggles seemingly behind them, according to Jimmy Butler, you don't have to look back too far to find a more meaningful set of free throws.
The biggest ones of the season was DJO's at UConn, 3 straight. That was big time, and you know, we still talk about that to this day, how he doesn't want to make any, but he'll make the ones that really count. He hit 3 big ones back to back to back. That just like made my night.
A player that doesn't get to the line very often is David Cubillan, but when his team struggled early on, he was quick to dismiss the notions of the team listening to the media.
No, we don't talk about it. We just, you know, when somebody misses a free throw, we just like, man, just shoot it. You know, we don't really talk about what the media is saying about us or who say who. We just care about each other.
Marquette has seen a free throw resurgence as of late, and with all those close games this season, it is an area of a game where they must continue to excel. Chris Gaulke, MUTV Sports.
Later on Marquette Basketball Weekly, the players will be sharing with you their favorite fan-driven antics at the Bradley Center. But after capturing another big road victory over Providence this past weekend, we asked the guys to look around the Big East and share with us the places where the fans on the road are the most welcoming. Or not so welcoming.
I'm going to go with Pitt. I mean, it was my first time to play there last year, but it always seemed like even if you didn't play a lot, that they still knew your name and they still knew stuff about you. And then on top of that, like the student section was like on the floor, so it wasn't like up, it was like right there. So when you're sitting at the free throw line, like if you were looking at the rim, like right below the rim, it was all kids and they were all staring at you and all this and all that. Pitt was definitely a tough place to play last year.
Maurice Acker quickly echoed Jimmy's thoughts when I asked him for his opinion.
I would say Pittsburgh, because they got like the crowd, like the fans, like they sit right on the court.
But does all that chatter get into the heads of these veteran Golden Eagles?
When you warming up, it do like they just steady just nagging at you, you know, like you just saying like just crazy, outrageous stuff.
David Cubillan did not side with his teammates. Instead, he noted West Virginia as one of the toughest places to play at, and his reasoning was a bit humorous.
West Virginia, I think there isn't that many things to do over there. So when there is a basketball game, I think everybody goes and, you know, everyone is excited. They're cheering for their team, so I think it's pretty tough to play there.
David, as great as a point as that is, we do want to note here on Marquette Basketball Weekly, West Virginia's population is 1.8 million, and their West Virginia University Coliseum holds 14,000. But don't shake your head at number 10 for his mere exaggeration. His reasoning behind the rowdy atmosphere at Louisville, on the other hand, is quite a stellar observation.
In Marquette and Louisville is kind of like because they were in the same conference before, so it's kind of like a rivalry. So every time we go, there's, just everybody's into the game, the fans, and so I think it's pretty tough to play there.
Louisville's a tough place to play at.
Why's that?
The same reason, like the fans is just crazy, and it gets real loud.
The one glaring omission from this discussion was the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. So I asked Maurice Acker whether or not it is hard to play at a place full of orange-clad crazies.
Syracuse, I actually like playing at Syracuse because of the dome atmosphere. They have a lot of fans, but they're not as outrageous and obnoxious like Pittsburgh.
We try to hold back from being obnoxious here, but each week at MUTV, we try to get you closer than ever to what's going on behind the scenes with your Golden Eagles. We've had national college basketball experts join us throughout the season, and this week, a familiar friend joined Todd Warner to break down Buzz Williams' team.
Fox Sports senior college basketball writer Jeff Goodman was a guest on the Buzz Williams Show earlier this week at the Union Sports Annex. He also called into Marquette Radio to talk to me about Marquette basketball. The one person he raved about was Lazar Hayward. As we talked, this guy's not going to be on an All-American list or the Naismith list. There's not one player in the country that means more to his team than Lazar.
Playing in the shadows of people his whole life, and now it's finally his turn, and he's really taking advantage. And again, I mean, everything he does, and not the most athletic in the world, finds a way to score, and he's defending guys that are much bigger, stronger. He's a great leader. He's just so underrated. I mean, not a lot of people give him the credit to put him, among the top players in college basketball. But you look at the numbers, you look at the leadership, the intangibles, and most of all, you look at what he's doing in terms of with the team around him and what they've been able to accomplish and being on the verge of being an NCAA tournament team. If the season ended today, it's remarkable what he's been able to do.
Some say the way a team plays is a reflection on its head coach. Buzz knows that his team is at a disadvantage against every opponent when they step on the floor. Somehow he gets them to play hard for 40 minutes because he knows every game how small their margin of error is.
With Buzz, it's, he's got that balance somehow of being able to get the kids to play hard, and he's very tough on the kids, yet they know he cares. So he's able to kind of put his arm around them off the court. And I think that combination is why they play as hard as they do. Plus, he's been able to kind of instill in them, hey, if you don't play hard, you're just not as talented as almost every team will go up against in the Big East. He's got them believing that and playing with that chip on their shoulder.
Predicted to place 12th in the Big East preseason, Marquette has a chance to make the NCAA tournament. They need to protect their home court and play hard for 40 minutes every game from here on out, with the rest of their Big East schedule being played against teams that are fighting for their NCAA tourney lives. Many peg Joe Lunardi as the bracketologist, who has the Golden Eagles as the first four out in his latest bracketology. But Jeff Goodman has some great news for the Golden Eagle fans.
I mean, Todd, hey, you look at what we brought on at Fox, we brought on Bracketology 101, which is the most accurate bracketologist over the last 4 years, Todd. We got him in the field. So I don't care what anybody else has. We got the guys that are the most accurate, and right now Marquette is in the field as of today. But I think in the league this year, as long as they beat the teams that they need, the teams they should beat, which isn't that easy because, again, I'm not sure they're more talented than 2 or 3 teams in this league the rest of the way. So, it could go south, but if they play as hard as they have all year, stay healthy, which they really have. I mean, that's been a key, too, that we haven't talked about, but they've been pretty healthy this year, and they can't really withstand an injury.
Golden Eagles' task is simple. Win, and you're in the field of 65. The great equalizer in college basketball is a three-pointer. The Golden Eagles sit atop that category in the NCAA. If they can get that going in March Madness, they can have their own one shining moment. Reporting from 16th and Wells, Todd Warner, MUTV Sports.
You guys pretty tired? Yeah. All right, get a drink of water, take a break, all right? We're going to take a break, too. Now, coming up, Marquette hasn't played for an entire week, but there's been no shortage of drama. Hear what Dominique Jones said about guaranteeing a victory, and more importantly, what Marquette's going to do to respond. plus hear what the guys say is their favorite moment of the basketball season so far, coming up on Marquette Basketball Weekly.